All right, so the second video of the day I wanted to sort of create because I know a lot of us are off work, so hopefully you have time to watch all of these. And again, I'm recording this on my porch because it's raining and it's just too difficult to walk a dog, hold an umbrella, record a video. I just don't have enough arms, frankly. So today on this video, I want to talk about creating the perfect flip. I'm curious, when I say creating the perfect flip, what immediately comes to mind? Go ahead and leave a comment below. So, when I say that and I sort of brainstorm this topic, my gut is a lot of people are thinking, oh, he's going to talk about adding granite. He's going to talk about a three bedroom, two bath, 2-car garage, peaked roof, built in the 80s or earlier. Frankly, it's none of that. I'm looking at my notes here, and I don't think the perfect flip's about the property at all. Now I realize that's probably counterproductive. But hear me out. And I actually think, this little twist on flipping is what makes my program or what I'm doing unique, and I'm sure others will follow, which would be great. I think the perfect flip is about the buyer, right? I think when I look at other flippers, they're spending all of their time looking for a property, where I spend my time looking for buyers. Right now, I realize that flippers, at least the majority of them, are looking for owner occupants. So they're building for the average. And most flippers, if you look at them, they're doing the same things, right? It's the same kind of flooring. It's the same neutral paint. It's the same kind of cabinets. It's kind of the same, right? Instead, what I'm doing is I'm trying to build a buyer's list, right? And if you're an interested buyer in these pride of ownership rentals and you watch this video, reach out to me. Send me an email at mzuber@onerental@a-time. However, that's not what this video is about. What this video is about is realizing that if you can build a buyer's list and know what your buyers are looking for, then you could go out and look for properties that match what the buyer's looking for, right? If your buyers are looking for duplexes and you have a list of them, go buy a duplex. Don't buy a house. It's kind of silly. This is why I think in a changing market, right, as we go from this seller's market to something up, neutral or whatever is going to happen, why many flippers are going to go bust. Because what they've been doing, and it's been wildly successful, the last 5 years have been great to be a flipper. But what they've been doing is they've been buying a house, they've been kind of doing the same thing, and then they throw it in the MLS and wait. The last 5 years, their wait wasn't very long. It was 5 days or less before they had an offer, and probably closed within 45 days, and they got their check. Not only did they get their check, but they also got reimbursed for all the repairs and all of those things. So in a changing market where listings are going to go up, price cuts are going to become the norm, no longer are they fighting for buyers, but they're competing with sellers, it's going to get interesting. And their hold times are going to go long, their private money costs are going to go up, and it's just going to become too expensive. So, again, to put some numbers behind this, what I've been able to do thus far, and this could all change, but what I've been able to do this far by focusing on getting my buyers first is I've been able to get at least a tentative commitment on every flip I've done before I've actually closed on my purchase. So think about that. I've been able to get somebody that says, you know what, put my name in pencil. I'm interested in buying that property because that's what I want. And then there's again, it's in pencil, guys. I'm not looking for any firm commitments. No money changes hands. They can absolutely back out, which does happen. But again, if I can go, hey, I'm going to buy that property next Friday. I'm going to spend 2 months cleaning it up. And oh, by the way, Susie, Mark, or Bill, whatever, they're going to buy it. That's the perfect flip for me, right? Because I know going in who I'm buying it for. I know I can control the cost. I know what I'm going to sell it for. I know what it's going to lease for. And frankly, everybody's happy. That's what I think a perfect flip is in this market, is when you know who the buyer is before you've actually purchased the property, right? So there's a couple of things to realize in this model. First off, I've already talked about people can back out, and that's happened to me, right? I've had commitments from folks. I've driven them down there. They said, yes, we'll take it. Then I spend 2 months, and they keep saying they'll take it. Then I'm done. I say, great, let's open escrow. And they go, nope, sorry, I'm out. That's okay. It was in pencil. No hard feelings. I have a long list of people that want them, so I just go to someone else and we move forward. That is absolutely a risk. The other thing, that can be risky is, environments change and Appraisals can come in. I actually did a flip here recently that from start to finish was 63 days, I think. And that there's actually a rule with FHA that there's this thing called the 100-day rule, which basically, in short, means that my original purchase price, which was basically a slumlord property, sways the new price because it hasn't been 100 days, even though I spent well over 50 grand turning this slumlord into a pride of ownership. So the appraisal came in ridiculously low. This was painful, right? If I would have held it for another 40 days, it probably would have come in much higher. But I worked it out with the buyer. I took a haircut, even though I didn't think I should, but it was the right thing to do. The buyer also came up a little bit, so it was really a win-win transaction. As you've seen before, I'm not about squeezing every dollar out. It was just a lesson learned that, maybe I should have just, let it cash flow another month and things would have been better, right? Because again, I lease my properties. I have multiple exits, all of these things. So again, just lessons learned. And again, it's about doing the right thing for your investors and buyers and all of that. And I felt good about it, produced a great property. But again, I took a haircut on something that I thought was worth a lot more because of that 100-day rule. So in the end, I think the perfect flip is when you know who the buyer is before you've actually bought the asset. Think about that. Most of the flippers I know spend 100% of their time finding a distressed asset, spend weeks, if not months, fixing them, and then throw them in the MLS and pray and wait. That's not what I do. I know who's buying it. Of all the flips I've done, there was only one that actually ended up going in the MLS, and that was a 6-unit apartment building, which turns out I could have sold to another investor, but I put it in there and it was locked up in 5 days, so it was okay. So in the end, I think the perfect flip is when you know who the buyer is, and I think that's a little change on what's going on. So I would ask you to go out and try to build a buyer's list, then go and get your flips going. I think that'd be interesting. Have a great day. Let me know what you think. Leave comments below. And again, if you're a buyer and you want some of these pride of ownership rentals, please reach out. Take care. Bye.